Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
It began as a car chase.
This is not a good life choice.
And ended with a hit and run.
Coming up, we'll meet 17-year-old Antonio, works hard and runs hard after someone steals his mother's vehicle from their parking lot. An equally young 16-year-old car thief has a lot of answering to do after a two-county chase. I'll have that story coming up.
Get a $1,000 check to get off unemployment. The legislature is considering it and toughening requirements for those continuing to receive unemployment. At the height of the pandemic last year, the state of Michigan suspended the requirement that residents needed to prove they were actively looking for a job to receive unemployment benefits.
Well, now, Kim, those requirements are set to go back into place within a few weeks. Mara McDonald, live downtown. Mara, the legislature is now looking to sweeten the deal to try to get workers off unemployment.
That's what they're trying to do, Devin. It's like a twofold thing here. They're looking at making requirements which were in place pre-pandemic come back, and then they're looking at offering a $1,000 check to sweeten the deal. Let me show you.
A Michigan House committee heard from business owners who are frustrated after offering higher wages and bonuses. Workers aren't coming back because of extended state and federal unemployment benefits. Help wanted signs are everywhere, like Troy's popular Alibi restaurant.
We would love to sit down, interview. We will work with them with schedules. It can be part-time, it can be full-time.
Rules that were in place before the pandemic hit are about to return. One of them being a requirement that you show you're actively looking for work to qualify for benefits.
We are actively working to reinstate work search. I think that's very clear very important to lay out there clearly. The plan is currently to have it established and re-up and running by the end of May.
The GOP-led legislature supports the return of those requirements.
Times have changed, the circumstances have changed, and we've got to get people back to work.
To sweeten the deal, the legislature is also contemplating using some of those federal COVID relief dollars to make those on unemployment this offer. Get off unemployment, take one of the many available jobs, and we'll give you a $1,000 bonus.
Back here live, we expect a Michigan House committee to take up that $1,000 check offer sometime tomorrow. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Well, I guess many will want to know the comparison, Mara, of unemployment numbers, how they look versus last year in the middle of the height of the pandemic and where we are today.
So say you look at June 2020 of last year, unemployment was skyrocketing and it was at like 14.8%. Well, you fast forward to today, it's at 5.1%. Still not as strong as it was pre-pandemic, but certainly coming down.
Yeah.
Back to you.
All right, Mara.
Startling video out of Highland Township shows the end of a domestic incident. The Oakland County Sheriff says a man from Holly intentionally hit the brother of his ex-girlfriend with his truck. He's charged with felony assault, and as Jason Colthorpe reports, it's the latest in a string of domestic incidents in Oakland County.
This all began with a man in his truck chasing his ex-girlfriend in her car. She turned down Bishop Road here in Highland Township, headed for her brother's house down the road, and seconds later, things would get very out of control. It was last Sunday, late afternoon, when two vehicles come into the picture of this home security video, going a little too fast for Bishop Road. Suddenly, one of the men running out of the house gets hit by the pickup and bounced right into the parked car.
Victim said that he swerved at him.
Police say the victim was the brother of the woman in the car. They say she was being chased by her ex-boyfriend, 52-year-old Richard Kalinowski. The video shows the truck drive off, and soon after, the other man and the victim's sister rushed to his aid in the street. Kalinowski was later arrested.
Thankfully, he wasn't killed. Could have been. Obviously, a head injury can be traumatic when you're struck by a vehicle and thrown into another vehicle.
Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard says he has injuries to his forehead and his hands, but he'll be okay. He's also seeing a disturbing increase of things like this happening, the stress of the pandemic and economics pushing people over the edge.
We've had a number of very high-profile, terrible cases in the last couple months here in Oakland County where domestic situations turned into homicides, barricaded gunmen, assault with motor vehicles. It's just way, way over the top. Just step away from that relationship. Find yourself happiness if that's what's going on. Don't commit a violent act. If you do, you're going to be prosecuted.
The 43-year-old man who was hit by the car is out of the hospital and home recovering now. Kalinowski is in the Oakland County Jail on a $100,000 10% bond in Highland Township. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Okay, Jason. Well, after some storms early on, there are still a few scattered showers out there.
See how things are looking here overnight as we head into Ben.
Yeah, guys, when we get started tomorrow morning, do expect there to be rain around, especially in areas that are south of Detroit. And they really got hammered, especially in Monroe County tonight. Check out Storm Tracker 4. We saw just a line of downpours run through parts of Monroe County when the vast majority of us stayed dry other than a couple sprinkles. You kind of see that exiting parts of Monroe County there. Plenty of lightning, but it was the downpours that were the difference. Look at the totals for rainfall. Those green areas, some of the darker shades there, over an inch of estimated rainfall. But that was by far the biggest that we picked up today. Most of us got barely into the tenths of an inch, and there were places north of 59 that didn't see rainfall at all today. But we've got better chances tomorrow, minus the thunderstorms, and we'll start out cooler, noticeably so, at 50 degrees. In fact, some of us aren't even getting to 60 by the end of the afternoon. And once we get rid of those showers on Thursday, we start to dry out and we eventually start to warm up. But we still got some more cooler temperatures to go. We'll talk more about all of that in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. Coronavirus tonight. A judge has denied an attempt to end COVID testing of youth athletes.
That judge ruling the state health director has authority to issue emergency rules that require the testing. It's in response to the injunction attempt from Let Them Play Michigan. Pfizer's CEO says there could be a pill to treat coronavirus available by the end of the year. Meanwhile, Michigan reports 4,371 new cases and 38 additional deaths. Detroit is offering $50 debit cards to anyone who registers for its Good Neighbor program and brings a city resident to get vaccinated as it looks to boost its low vaccination rate.
We are burying 100 of our neighbors in April. We don't want to bury another 100 of our neighbors in May. And so this is a time for you to reach out to people in your life, do the right thing, and be able to make a little bit of money at it.
Tomorrow, Detroit will begin offering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine again to residents who want it. And tomorrow will be the first public comments from the former state health director since his abrupt resignation back in January.
Yeah, Robert Gordon set to testify at 10:30 a.m. before the House Oversight Committee after being subpoenaed last week. Lawmakers say they want to learn more about his separation agreement worth more than $155,000. Of course, last month, Governor Whitmer and Gordon both agreed to waive the confidentiality portion of that agreement. America is on the move again. That was the message from President Biden tonight while delivering his first speech to a joint session of Congress. A speech that covered everything from a proposed tax increase on the wealthy to a $15 minimum wage and a call for all Americans to get vaccinated.
90% of Americans now live within 5 miles of a vaccination site. Everyone over the age of 16, everyone is now eligible to get vaccinated right now, right away. Go get vaccinated, America. Go and get the vaccination. They're available.
That scene behind him is notable. Vice President Kamala Harris and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi making history tonight. For the first time, we saw two women seated behind a president during a presidential address to Congress. There were just 200 people in the House chamber due to COVID restrictions. Usually there's 1,600 people present. Senator Tim Scott delivered the Republican rebuttal, calling the president's proposals a liberal wish list of government waste, and also credited the Trump administration for the vaccine rollout. You can watch President Biden's entire address along with the Republican response. It's all at clickondetroit.com.
New federal charges are filed against 3 men accused in the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Adam Fox, Barry Croft Jr. and Daniel Harris are charged with conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction. They allegedly planned to blow up a bridge during the planned attempt to kidnap the governor. The men could face a sentence of life in prison, which is something they already face in the kidnapping plot.
One person is killed in a crash between a school bus and a moped in Dearborn.
This happened near Oakman and Tireman around 5 p.m. Police say the 35-year-old moped rider was killed. Police tell us there's no sign the bus driver was speeding. Officers are investigating. The person killed has not been identified. Still ahead, white and black are the most popular car colors, but are they the most valuable?
A new study reveals how your car's paint job impacts its resale value.
A family digging a backyard pool makes an incredibly rare discovery, what they found and what they plan to do with it. Tim.
A car thief caught on camera, the tailgate flapping in the wind, and a 17-year-old in hot pursuit.
The trunk is open, all the doors are open. He just takes off with the vehicle.
When the 16-year-old car thief crashes, it's what police find in the vehicle that has the 16-year-old looking at some incredibly serious charges. I'll have all the details coming up next on the Night Cam.
Love to shop online?